And we were going to get into some mulch, kind of talk about mulching. That's a great way to control the climate in which your plant is living in. It's going to protect the soil from getting too hot from the sun. It's also going to help with your moisture control underneath that soil, because it gives a kind of a vapor barrier there in the garden. And I mean, you don't want,
weed control.
And weed control, absolutely. And we don't want to do the giant volcano of death. That's definitely one, I'm sure, Sean, in landscaping, you've seen a lot of guys doing that.
Oh, see it all over the place. And not just that. I've seen a lot where typically with mulching, like you said, moisture control and weed control are the two biggest things you're going to get out of mulching. But with mulch, you want to pay attention. A lot of times you'll look, if you buy it as a bag, you'll see, oh, it covers this much space. And a lot of people think, like, I'm supposed to put 3 inches of mulch down.
Yeah.
That sounds great in theory. One, you're definitely going to buy more mulch from the manufacturer. And two, you're putting so much down, you might see the benefits of putting it that thick, but when you come back, because that mulch is going to break down, add nutrients to your soil for your plants, but as that breaks down, you're going to be coming in with more mulch. And if you're coming in every time to put mulch on, you're putting 3 inches, in a couple of years, you're going to have a mound of mulch everywhere, and you're not going to be doing yourself any favors.
Slowly, you're burying that plant deeper and deeper into the ground, and that's not healthy for your plant, which is going to lead to all kinds of disease problems with your plant. Pests are going to get in. You want to definitely keep the mulch away from the base of the trunk, because that kind of encourages insects and fungus to be right up against the bark of that tree. You want to keep that mulch pulled back away from the trunk. That's such an important thing to remember. I mean, and then we want to talk about a little bit too about what kind of mulch you're using.
Absolutely. With the type of mulch that you're using, pine mulch is probably going to be your best. One, it's going to break down the best and add those nutrients to the soil that your plants thrive.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then also, you want to be aware of certain mulches. I know it could be very aesthetic. You see some gardens where they have a red mulch or colored mulch. So the truth is, with those aren't really mulches. What they're doing is they're taking old 2x4s, they're grinding them up, putting them in a spinner, and they're using a dye or a paint. So one, you could be adding chemicals and stuff to your garden from the dyes and the paints, and it's not really, they're just wood, they're really wood chunks. It's not really a mulch. It's going to take longer for them to break down. It's not going to give you the same moisture control, and it's not going to give you the same weed control. It might look pretty with having a red mulch, but it's really not going to add, you're not going to get the added benefits of the moisture and weed control out of those type of mulches.